Hey Capcom, I'm gonna address you for a moment here, okay? Or whatever. Uh, People feel free to skip ahead because I'm gonna be sticking around this area for a minute. I know a lot of people said that Resident Evil 4 was like the killer and the rejuvenation of the Resident Evil series, and then people say, "Oh, survival horror is dead," you know, this and that. And there was a few days ago that I was actually debating that point. I said, okay, maybe some aspects of survival horror had to die. I mean, as a hardcore fan of Resident Evil, because I've played it since I was 6 years old, I know. Bash me for that. I've played Resident Evil since I was 6 years old. There's something that they did right in this. There was something I didn't like with Resident Evil 4. I think it's because of the QuickTime events. Nobody likes QuickTime events. I know that there's a lot of games that kind of overkilled it. God of War, I don't necessarily know if that would be a good example. But whoever was behind making whatever this was, you made the right move to do the design, the architecture of the game in general. You know, a lot of people will say, well, I don't understand, why aren't you on your 6th or 7th playthrough or whatever, because my old brother kind of pitched in his thoughts and whatever. He wants to be an elitist, and I get that. And I'm not the one to be competitive. I like to enjoy my first, playthroughs or whatever. That consists of a lot of things. But I really appreciate how this game was remade. A lot of people were fearing that there wasn't going to be a balance being struck by it. There wasn't going to be enough emphasis on how Mr. X was going to be handled. There was just a lot of design work in the original that you needed to address the fans with, and I get that, and I appreciate what you've done. And there was, I know there was a debate, should we keep the fixed camera angles? Should we keep the tank controls? And from my perspective in playing, I'm almost done with Leon's scenario here, I'm guessing. I would have said keep it in as an Easter egg, or something that you can unlock, because I know you guys are pretty good about that, and Hunk and everything. Eventually, one day, I hope to get Hunk myself. I never played the original, or even Tofu for that matter. I kind of owe it to myself to continue pressing on for that. But the redesign of the RPD, the stuff that I've seen so far that's blown me away, the emotions that I felt, whether it be out of fear, out of anger, out of joy, out of really anything, they're genuine. There was a gut feeling that I had, and I didn't want to tell a whole lot of people, that I knew Resident Evil 2 was going to go through a sort of resurgence. I'm not saying that, I'm not going to be hardcore and be like, they should have, kept it on a fixed camera angle and blah, blah, or, go and complain to high heavens about that. Things need to change, and I get that. But as I was having a conversation with several people, was it a few months ago, when I was talking about Diablo Immortal. That's a whole nother level. But I told those around me, if you want to do change, you need to do it right. You need to do it right. It needs to make sense. Okay? And I get, say, I don't know, George A. Romero needing to once direct the original Resident Evil movies, which we never got, for his vision for, which, rest in peace and all that. It's really a shame that we didn't. But I'm hoping with the reboot that they have. I heard a rumor once. Now, people, you can agree with me or not. It's really up to you. People were saying, oh, we want more action in the game and yada yada, and that's basically why Resident Evil 4 became what it was, and we never got our 3.5. Now, I know that some of the builds of Resident Evil 3.5 transformed into Devil May Cry, so I'm not going to say we necessarily got, everything wrong off of it, or that Resident Evil 4 shouldn't have been made the way that it was. But we owe it to ourselves, if not more than ever, besides a remake of Resident Evil Nemesis, which I'm pretty sure by now they're making because of the success of the remake of RE2 here. We owe it to ourselves to revisit that project. I heard it was like 40% done or whatever, and then what was the director or however, they weren't really confident as to how that build was going. I honestly liked the idea of a Hookman and all that, and I took my own perspective, and I've been trying to write a fanfic style that would make more sense, though I've been kind of slow about it. I've had plenty of drafts written myself, because I would have to think, well, what would Leon do in this scenario? Why would he react the way he did? What would be his motivation? And from what I heard, in terms of RE 3.5, was just a whole thing that we should have seen. I know a lot of people may argue that, and it was just the other day that I saw somebody, I think it was Black Fox 335, I'm not sure. I was watching somebody play through Resident Evil 1.5. And there was just some aspects where I got, okay, it didn't really work the way they wanted it, and they did the right move in saying, okay, we need to rewrite this. We need to make it good. We need to make it make more sense. And I will agree that it was kind of ridiculous when they had multiple zombies on the screen at once. It can be a little overbearing. I have that theory of you can put things there just enough without feeling overwhelmed. This game, at times, can make you feel overwhelmed. It can. Okay? But you have to have a balance. There was something that I couldn't click with Resident Evil 4 for me, though I've tried. I know about the Lost Plagueis virus, about quite a bit of it, and I've had even an ex-boyfriend of mine and my brother both enjoy it back in the day when it was really popular. And so I can get why people really enjoyed it. But there was just something in this. Maybe it was the removal of, the weird cut time events that were a little overdone, or it made you feel as if though you were actually trying to survive. Adding the gunpowder from, I guess it was from Resident Evil 3. I owe it to myself to play through that too. It's on my list. I just don't know when. I got quite a few other things to get done for other playthroughs that include Chris's arranged mode and the original Resident Evil 1. But anyway, I'm not gonna keep people here much longer because I'm just ranting. Capcom and whoever is behind this, I'm pretty sure I'll see the credits and the names and who was all behind it. You guys did a good move. A wonderful move. And I'm glad that I trust my gut instinct on this. Because there was a part of me that said, okay, the world needs to know how to balance it out. Survival horror is not dead. I don't know why people say that. I don't know why people insist, oh, people don't want a challenge in games anymore. They just want to go ahead and play stuff like Fortnite. And they just want to enjoy themselves, which, okay, I get it. Enjoy yourselves however you want. There's a easy mode in this game as well, or assisted mode, whatever. And they allow that. But games like, say, this and Dark Souls, to have the option, I should say, should always be present. Now, before people go, but it was in the original. Yes, I know. Like, the very easy mode was in original because they allowed, like, rocket launchers and stuff like that in the beginning of RE2 in the original version. So people have no right to complain about, oh, Resident Evil 2 is just too hard. Not every game is for everyone. Somebody said it very good previously. I guess it was Jerome Casca, if I remember correctly. Not every game is for everyone. If you don't like it, it's okay not to like it. But if you have to be a dick about it, if you have to hate it because it's popular, like Fortnite, for example, let people have their fun. That's it. There's no overcomplicating thoughts or whatever, you know. And I don't know how else to word that. But anyway, Capcom, thank you for making this game. I've been waiting a long time for a good remake that wasn't on an on-rail shooter like Darkside Chronicles. Though they were fun, it didn't have the same aesthetic that it was needed for.